Why do people gravitate toward you?
I would say because of my style. That's pretty much how I built my platform, solely based on my fashion sense, my style. Um, I feel like I'm different in many ways when it comes to fashion. So I think that's the original way that I draw attention and people are drawn into me. And then I consider myself pretty transparent. I have lives all the time. I discuss public and personal issues. I share my story. I try to help other women that are also looking to get into the business that I'm in. And when we have at night, we tend to have like real talks. We talk about personal things. I give advice and things like that. And then during the day, we kind of go the business way. So I think that's what kind of keeps people engaged and drawn into me.
And what platform is this live situation happening on?
This is on Instagram.
And what is your Instagram for people tuning in?
It is at the Brittany B, and it's actually the.Brittany.B.
And is it random, these lives, or are these scheduled and promoted in advance before you do them?
So I used to go live all the time. I kind of slowed up, mainly because things started to change. Live started to, as everyone knows, live can be a bit daunting, a bit disrespectful. So I kind of took a few steps back, especially as I was revamping my brand. But there was never a set time. It was just kind of random.
You ever been kicked off live or blocked from live?
No.
Why the brand revamp?
I've revamped twice. A lot of people may not know that, but I've revamped twice. One, because I started off strictly custom. And so I wanted to go away from all custom and pretty much offer collection-driven type pieces where you pretty much were only able to purchase what I made. You weren't able to come to me and request a very specific piece. So that was the first revamp. And then the second revamp is I started to offer men's clothes, so I had to make my brand a little more unisex. And so that's why I had to change the name a little bit and change the color scheme and things like that, just so it can come off a little more unisex.
And I understand what the brand revamps were, but why the brand? Why did you go away from custom? Why did you become unisex?
So for the first reason, I went away from custom because I wasn't able to keep up with demand. That's the honest answer. I mean, I was doing all the cutting, the sewing, everything, and I couldn't keep up with that demand. And I wanted to more so offer my personal style to the fashion world. And I felt like in order to do that, I had to custom make my pieces make my pieces and then offer it in bulk versus allowing people to come in. And with that, people come in with other people's designs. And so you're kind of forced to kind of either reinvent the work that has already been done. So I just didn't want to do that anymore. I feel like there was a lot of copying doing that. And then for the unisex, I feel like the answer is just what it is. I feel like I was very feminine at first. It's even down to my brand name, the logo and everything. It was very feminine. And I feel like if I wanted to draw in more males to my brand, I had to make it a little more unisex, make a man comfortable with shopping with my brand.
Are they?
Absolutely. They were. But then I kind of stopped with the men stuff because women were taking over. They were literally taking over my entire brand. So I am working on a new men's collection now though. So it's coming soon for the fall.
Now, did the different brand revamps, looking back at the decision making, help or hurt you?
Helped in many, many, many ways. Business has always been good. Business is always good, but business since the last revamp and I want to say that was October or August or in between August and October.
2019.
2019. Business has exceeded my expectations. So.
And how has business been during the coronavirus pandemic?
It's been my best months. During this pandemic has been my best months.
COVID-19.
Yes.
Why do you think that is?
I think because people are a lot more idle. spent a lot more time on the internet because they're not at work. That people have been put out of their jobs. People are forced to stay home and things like that. So I feel like people spend a lot more time on Instagram, and therefore kind of pushing them more toward shopping. So I think that had a lot to do with it. A lot of people, from what I heard, I don't know how true it is, but a lot of people were receiving a lot of additional income with the pandemic. So a lot of people were just shopping.
Were you doing any discounts during the coronavirus pandemic? Were you doing anything different as far as tactical wise, or you were just carrying on as you normally do? It just so happened that sales and things exceeded.
Carrying on like I normally do, and sales exceeded.